The Galactic Council ruled as the main assembly of peace and cooperation in the delicate balance between the width of space and stars, born in the delicate balance between cosmic harmony. The page was founded by hundreds of advanced species, each of which has its own unique perspectives and technologies to maintain stability. On a seemingly normal day among the stars, when the Council convened in their great hall on the flagship, the Harmonizer, a hushed excitement flowed through the assembled diplomats. Today they were to officially welcome a new member into their ranks, a species from a previously undiscovered human sector of the galaxy. Those who have recently learned about interstellar travel wish to join the interstellar community. Their technology is considered somewhat crude compared to the advanced machinery that powers most of the Council's civilization. But as the conference progressed, the charm and raw potential of their technique piqued the interest of many. The chief ambassador of the Galactic Council, Zio, Chariandars of the Crystal Planet, addressed the meeting, his voice resonating like a wind chime through the honored members. Today we are standing on a new chapter in our collective history, adding humanity to our Council promises, fresh insights, and expanding our understanding of the diverse tapestry of life through the murmur of agreement and enthusiastic and cautious optimism. Zio there continued in honor of this important case. We especially invite our fellow human beings to attend Harmonizers to promote goodwill and deeper understanding between our cultures. The proposal was met with applause, a gesture universally recognized across the species. After the Council meeting, direct contact was made with the human delegation stationed on the spacecraft. The USS Intrepid is currently orbiting a nearby neutral planet. Captain Yelena Mirova, a veteran of Earth's space fleet, received the invitation with pride and trepidation. The Harmonizer was a legend throughout the known galaxy, a symbol of peace and technological wonder that was invited as a tribute and testament to the growing stature of humanity. In between the stars preparing their crew for the visit, Captain Meph spoke to his motley crew. This is more than a simple trip. This is our chance to demonstrate that humanity has something unique and valuable to offer. Let's show them that our place among them is earned, not just given, as we fearlessly maneuver against the Harmonizer. The human crew gazed in awe at the massive flagship, monumental in size. Its design was a fluid fusion of light and energy that reflected the progressive aesthetic sensibilities of its creator. As they docked, Captain Mirova and her delegation were greeted by a group of foreign diplomats. Each of them is more interesting than the newest members of the galactic community. Humans boarded the Harmonizer, eagerly ready to begin what would be the first of many exchanges on their new interstellar journey, unaware that their presence and the hidden capabilities of their ship would soon challenge the Council's expectations in ways they had never seen before. As the USS Intrepid matched perfectly with the Harmonizer captain's docking station, Elena Mirova felt a mixture of excitement and the weight of responsibility. The Fearless, though a marvel of human engineering, was modest compared to the flagship of the Galactic Council. Its metallic hull, marked by the wear and tear of space travel, is in stark contrast to the seamless, almost organic architecture of the Harmonizer. The airlock doors opened with a soft hiss, and Captain Moreau ushered her delegation into the great reception hall of the lead ship, where they were greeted. Zyodhar, whose crystalline form glowed with inner lights, mirroring the hall's surrounding glow. The alien ambassador's voice, the melodious and soothing greeting of Captain Meph, and the respected crew of the U.S. were fearless. We are honored to host representatives of humanity. On this historic day, the delegation of people was diverse, reflecting different lands, cultures, and backgrounds. They wore the formal uniforms bearing the insignia of the United Earth Space Agency, a symbol of their united planet. Each team member is full of solemn understanding. The basic information wall is full of flowing data flows in response to the touch and the visual interface of the tanks, and it adjusts the environment to meet the biological needs of different guests. Sol proudly displayed some of the Council's achievements. More than just a starship, our flagship is a living archive of the Galactic Council's history and a testament to our collective technological progress. Here we have more than 100 civilized harbor technologies to create a lighthouse of peace and cooperation. This trip includes visiting a central team center where you can see the large space through the pan-watching platform. Each space station's array of technology is managed by creatures from different planets. This manifestation of unity and functionality is intended to impress upon the new members the efficiency and cooperative spirit of the council. During the tour, curious eyes were drawn to the human guests. Many council members who have only interacted with humans through holographic communication or formal introductions during council meetings can now be met in person. There is obvious interest in learning more about this species that has come so far. Interstellar travel. However, the climax has not yet arrived. Following the coordinator's visit, the committee planned a visit to the USS Intrepid, and Captain Mirov prepared for a return visit, hoping to demonstrate that human technology, while all having their advantages, introduced the team to the importance of transparency and pride. Achievements. As the moment approached, Captain Mirov felt a surge of pride. The USS Intrepid is more than just a ship. It is a symbol of human endurance and ingenuity. She knew that a trip to the Dauntless would surprise many of the council and show a side of humanity that was perhaps more raw and unsophisticated, but just as capable of greatness with a sense of anticipation. A human delegation led their aliens back to their ship. The doors opened fearlessly to us, and members of the Galactic Council entered a world vastly different from their own, setting the stage for revelations and reactions that would reverberate across the galaxy. Captain Elena Mirova watched as the alien ambassadors from the Galaxy Councils fearlessly crossed our threshold, their expressions ranging from curious to wary, their eyes scanning the stark utilitarian environment that contrasted so vividly with the aesthetics and fluidity of the harmonizing architecture. The brave interior is designed for efficiency and durability, reflecting the pragmatic method of human space travel. The corridor is lined with bare pipelines and wires with protective birds, but it can be seen that it is evidence of human engineers, so it is easy to access and repair. Speech. The Crystal Ambassador expressed his conspiracy. This architecture is completely different from ours. It is very direct. He observed, choosing words carefully to avoid unintentional insults. Captain will rest, smiling, understanding, and diplomatic dance. We value fun, functionality, and robustness in our design. She explained that every component is available for quick repairs during long trips. We've learned that in space, the ability to adapt and correct quickly can be the difference between life and death. As the tour continued, the delegation was taken to Intrepid's Central Control Center. The contrast becomes even sharper here, unlike the Coordinator's Command Center, which is a large open space with floating holographic screens. The Intrepid is more compact, filled with physical control panels, flashing lights, and digital screens. We use a combination of digital and analog systems. Human-led engineers provide redundancy when our digital systems are compromised. We can still do it manually. It's an old-fashioned method, but it has saved us more than once. The tour then enters the center of the Intrepid, not just a ship but a warship, and the next stop is the gun area, a part of the warship that is not normally open to outsiders. As the massive doors slid open to reveal rows of missile tanks, torpedoes, launchers, and energy cannons, a hush fell over the room. Tar and his colleagues were visibly surprised. Such a display of raw military power is unusual among members of the Security Council, which relies mostly on advanced defense systems and diplomatic resolutions to avoid conflict. Our history teaches us the value of preparedness, Captain Mirov said, her voice softly echoing in the vast room. These weapons are a last resort but necessary. We hope that they will never be used for aggression in the areas where we move. Just in defense, he muttered to the MPs. Obviously, this exposure to firepower is unsettling, but there's also a grudging respect for humanity's openness and their preparedness for the harsh realities of space. The mood slowly changed as the tour concluded with a tour of the ship's research laboratories and living quarters. The initial shock gradually gave way to a subtle understanding. Outright resilient and well-armed, the way humanity survives in space reflects their planet's turbulent history and serves as a stark reminder of the diverse strategies found within the Galactic Senate, according to Captain Mirov. However, she knew that it would also likely stir up debate and concern among members as alien representatives returned to the Harmonizer Whispers, and the impending discussions were already beginning to ripple in the air, signaling intense consideration of the Council's future roles as representatives of the Galactic Council returned to the Coordinator. The atmosphere was intense and full of thoughtful discussion. The location of the USS Intrepid's powerful arsenal stirred mixed emotions and thoughts among the council members, challenging their preconceived notions of humanity's newcomers. Ambassador Zio there convened a special council session to discuss findings from a visit to Harmonizer's large meeting room, normally a place of unity and common purpose, but now one of tension and uncertainty. Dear colleagues, Zio said that his voice started coming through the camera. Today we have seen an aspect of our new members that requires our attention and discussion. The Intrepid was not only an exploration ship but also a warship with an unusual level of equipment. Within our fleet, a murmur filled the room, and representatives of peaceful species shifted uncomfortably. The first to speak was a representative of the peaceful aquawater world, his voice flowing like a gentle stream. We understand humanity's historical reliance on such defenses. However, the presence of such weapons in Parliament's fleet is more likely to create fear than promote peace. Another voice came from behind, the gruff voice of a military general from the planet Krellis. On the contrary, the galaxy is not without its dangers. Perhaps we have become complacent. Humanity reminds us that strength also provides peace. The debate became heated, with all factions voicing their concerns and support. Some note that humanity's approach goes against the Council's principles of diplomacy and minimal force, while others believe that various tactics, including preparing for battle, can strengthen the Council's position in the galaxy. During the debate, Captain Myrov was invited to stand and speak in the assembly. She presented her case with calm determination. Honorable members, I understand the concerns that have been raised today. Our ship, our technology, it was born out of Earth's turbulent history, where we learned hard lessons about the necessity of defense. She paused and let her words echo. However, this clearly states to me, we are at peace, we are related to the Council, not to steal war, but we participate in peace maintenance. Our hands are a preventive measure, not a threat. We believe in the board's ideas and are committed to them. Her speech did little to completely quell the discomfort, but it did open the door to a deeper understanding. The session was expanded late in the evening with discussions that branched into broader security and defense policy issues and the nature of peace preservation in the Council. When the meeting was opened, the final decision was not made, but a committee was established to investigate the integration of human military capabilities into the Council's defense system. The committee will also examine how the Council can adopt certain humane practices without compromising its core principles. The revelation of Intrepid's true nature certainly shocked the Galactic Council, but it also sparked an important conversation about growth, diversity, and the ever-changing challenges of keeping peace in a complex galaxy. The discussions that begin in this chamber will certainly influence the future direction of the Council, perhaps in ways that no one can yet predict. After the tense meeting that revealed the military capabilities of the USS Intrepid, the corridors of the Coordinator were filled with discussion and deliberation among the members of the Galactic Council, a special committee tasked with assessing humanity's technological and philosophical ability to integrate into space. At the first meeting, the room was packed with representatives from different groups, each with a unique perspective. The room is equipped with translation equipment to ensure seamless communication between species in languages of all types and the complexity provided by Zor. The meeting began by confirming the purpose of the committee. Our goal is not to challenge the core ideals of the Council, but to understand how we can adapt to include humanity while maintaining our principles of diplomacy and peace. Equals Representative and Ambassador Lear spoke first, stressing the need to proceed with caution. At the same time, we recognize the strategic benefits of human military technology. We must remain vigilant so that we do not change our attitude from peace to aggression. This balance is delicate, and our actions can set priorities for future members. The General and the Crater saw things differently. The galaxy is vast and not without its perils. The humans have survived and thrived through their readiness to defend themselves. Their approach can increase our collective security and provide deterrence. We need a new voice to join this debate, and that is Dr. TM, a famous scientist from the technologically advanced planet Solaris. Maybe there is a middle ground. Can't we include some human technology in the defense protocols that only activates under strict conditions? This way, we can improve our skills without compromising our aggressive attitude. This proposed issue has aroused interest and led to lively discussions about the feasibility of such an agreement. The debate turned to how to implement checks and balances that would ensure these weapons are never misused. To oversee this integration, the idea of a joint task force consisting of strategists and the Council's military experts was proposed. Captain Myrov, invited as an observer, was asked to tell more about Earth's strategic doctrines. Our defense systems are designed with multiple failsafes and are subject to strict rules of engagement. Transparency and responsibility are the main ingredients. Perhaps these principles can help prevent concerns about possible abuse. As the debate continued, it became clear that, while significant caveats exist, there is growing recognition of the potential benefits of embracing and integrating human innovation in a controlled and thoughtful manner. The discussion outlined potential joint defense initiative pilots and training programs to familiarize Council navies with human systems in manned settings. The meeting concluded with a plan to develop a proposal outlining initiatives to be reviewed and refined at future meetings. The proposal will then be presented to the full Council for approval to ensure that all voices are heard and the final decision reflects the collective will of the Council. As the representatives left the meeting, the mood was cautious and optimistic. The challenges were significant, but the potential for growth and enhanced security had opened up new possibilities for cooperation and mutual understanding within the Galactic Council. This debate marked a turning point, showing that even among the stars, diplomacy and diversity could lead to stronger unity. Following the intense deliberations of the committee, the wider Galactic Council convened once again to address the integration of human military technology into the Council. At the core of this meeting was a comprehensive presentation by Captain Elena Myrov, who was tasked with providing a deeper understanding of Earth's defense philosophy and how it could align with the Council's principles of peace and mutual protection. Captain Myrov stood in front of the meeting. A holographic display behind her shows images of Earth's turbulent history, historical conflicts, peace treaties, and technological advances, providing context for her narrative. Ladies and gentlemen of the Earth Council, like many of your worlds, you have had your share of conflicts. She began to speak in a calm and clear voice. Each conflict taught us valuable endurance training, the importance of national defense and strict persecution of peace. Our existence in this respectful civilization proves our commitment to following these courses. She paused to let the image sink in, then shared that the technologies we developed in the flames of the past were not just tools of war but tools of survival, designed with precision, responsibility, and restraint in mind. A detailed breakdown of Intrepid's defense systems is presented, highlighting its advanced targeting algorithms designed to minimize collateral damage, as well as strict adherence to engagement protocols to understand our approach. Be aware that strength and fitness do not necessarily lead to aggression. Captain Myrov explains about Earth. These principles serve as deterrents, ensuring that we are never seen as an easy target. The room was attentive, with the representatives absorbing every word. Human captains later raised concerns about potential abuse. We are proposing the creation of a joint task force where the technologies and approaches discussed by our committee could be integrated under the oversight of the Council. The monitoring and joint management of the exercise will ensure that our systems are only used to defend the Commission and its ideals. Then the questions started. A representative from a previously unrelated planet raised the question of responsibility. How can we ensure that these weapons remain under the control of the Council and not individual members after integration? Captain Me nodded. Were you looking forward to this question? Transparency is key, and we recommend implementing shared passwords, ongoing monitoring of multi-species teams, and regular audits. In addition, any activation of these systems would require multi-layered authorization that reflects the strong controls we have in place. Further discussions focused on technical details, the legal framework, and ethical considerations. Room feelings have changed from skepticism to greater consideration of possible interests. As the meeting draws close to the rank captain, it is becoming more attractive with the idea of unity. The last MOF sentence has been heard by people. This is an opportunity for us all to learn with each other and to ensure that our cherished peace is still continuous. Let's take bold steps, but be careful and clear. The meeting ended on a generally upbeat note, with many counselors contacting Captain Myrov afterwards, expressing a newfound respect for human resilience and a desire to work closely together on the proposed integration strategy. Talks that began with suspicion are slowly evolving into a potential partnership that emphasizes humanity's role not only as members of the Galactic Council, but as key contributors to its future security initiatives. The decision to integrate human military technology with the Galactic Council fleet marked a new era of interstellar diplomacy and security. The weeks following the Council meeting were a whirlwind of activity. As the newly formed Joint Task Force begins its work, it is comprised of military experts, technicians, and strategists from various member species, including Earth. The task force is tasked with developing a framework to seamlessly integrate human protection capabilities into existing parliamentary systems. The work team created headquarters at a neutral space station. The station itself is the result of the merger of different architectural styles that reflect the diversity of members of the Council. Here, human technology is inspected, tested, and adapted to meet the Commission's operating standards and ethical principles. Captain Elena Myrov, now the liaison between the task force and the Galactic Council, reflected on the dramatic changes as she walked through the station's corridors. She observed the cooperation of work group members who, despite their different backgrounds and sometimes very different physical shapes, all worked towards a common goal. This unity is a testament to the Council's ideals, now strengthened by human resilience. In the first official demonstration of a joint defense exercise, a combination of Council and human technology neutralized a simulated threat. The effectiveness and precision of the operation were recognized and applauded by observers, including several ambassadors and military officials. The exercise demonstrated not only the technological synergies but also the strategic improvements that the inclusion of human systems provides as part of the integration process. An educational exchange was initiated, with human military knowledge opening doors to non-human cadets and vice versa, fostering deeper understanding and camaraderie. Among the Future Leaders Council's unified fleet, these programs were supplemented by public awareness campaigns aimed at educating the galactic population about the benefits and safeguards of the new Joint Defense Initiative. A year after integration began, the Council reconvened to review the progress of a task force report co-authored by Captain Meph and General versus highlighted successful missions, improved defense responses, and significant advances in cross-cultural military training. The presentation concluded with a live broadcast showing a joint Human Council crew manning a newly commissioned patrol vessel, symbolizing operational action, and philosophical integration achieved in her closing speech. Captain Meph addressed the assembly. What we have achieved here is not just a fusion of technology, but a fusion of spirits. We've built bridges between celebrity cultures, and perhaps most importantly, we've also bridged our differences. Let this remind us of what we can accomplish as we face the future as diverse allies. The Assembly responded with considerable approval. The integration initiative was declared a significant success, which sets a precedent for how the Council will include new members and technologies in the future. As delegates celebrated, they gazed at the stars from the viewing platform of the Harmonizer, which now serves not only as a symbol of peace, but also as a beacon of common strength and collective security. That day, the Milky Way seemed a little smaller as the old boundaries disappeared. In the light of the new alliance, Captain Mylov stood beside Zyatar, watching the stars of the starship twinkle in the distance. Humans and aliens patrolled space routes together. Her voice was full of pride and hope. Yes, Zyotar responded with his crystal structure that reflects the myriad colors of the galaxy, and we will move forward together. As this chapter closes, the galaxy is not without its challenges, but it is now better prepared than ever, and humanity has a vital role to play in the lasting legacy of the Galactic Council.